After 100 hours and then 200 hours in Satisfactory, it only makes sense to keep the journey going. Welcome to 300 hours in Satisfactory. If you haven't seen the previous videos, there's a link to the playlist in the description. But if you need a quick refresher, here's where we left off. At the end of the last video, I had just begun work on a radio control unit factory with the following objectives ahead. Finish the builds needed to unlock the remaining Tier 8 milestones. Complete Phase 4 of the space elevator and unlock Tier 9. And start working on a nuclear power plant to prepare for my mega factory project. Let's see if we can achieve those goals in the next 100 hours. I kicked things off by finishing the radio control unit factory's exterior design. That took about 6 hours total. I kept the design fairly simple, and now that I've gotten used to factory layouts, I'm definitely getting faster and more efficient. Along the way, I also unlocked 2 Tier 8 milestones, which are aeronautical engineering and advanced aluminum production. Next up was the Supercomputer Factory. The conveyor bus was done in about 2 hours, and I spent another 2 hours laying the foundations of the factory. The full build took around 8 hours. It should have been shorter, but I decided to skip a logistics floor and expose the belt work more, which made routing everything much harder than I anticipated. Definitely a learning moment there. I also made some big changes to the interior, ditched the windows, and played around with the lighting. Honestly, this might be the version I stick with for the rest of the series, but we'll see. And for the finishing touch, I added a visual detail to the front and back of the factory, inspired by Reddit design from DarkShadow1093. I think it turned out great, but feel free to roast me in the comments if you disagree. "218 hours in, I started building a fused modular frame factory. The conveyor bus took about an hour and the full build spanned 11 hours. I also unlocked leading edge production and particle enrichment milestones using parts purchased from the Awesome Shop. I didn't have factories set up for those components yet, but I needed the alternate recipes for this factory. I also squeezed in the creation of a couple of useful blueprints. And for this fused modular frame factory, everything went perfectly to plan. Then came one of the more complex builds so far, a cooling system and turbo motor factory. This took about 20 hours, mostly due to some stubborn machine backup issues that were killing efficiency. I'm a stickler for 100% efficiency, so I spent a few hours ironing out the issues. I also built a temporary factory to complete phase 4 of the space elevator, which added around 3 more hours to the total. During this segment, I also unlocked the matter conversion milestone. With phase 4 completed, I started building the factory for Ficsite Trigon, time crystals, and sand fluctuators required for conveyor belts Mark 6. This factory took about 15 hours and went pretty smoothly on the efficiency front. I did spend almost 2 hours just carving out a path through the factory so the flying manta could pass through without clipping. Was it annoying? Yes. Was it worth it? That's debatable. Did it make my brain happy? Absolutely. Along the way, I unlocked the quantum encoding and peak efficiency milestones. Around 276 hours in, I got to work on a Superposition Oscillator factory. This one took me about 24 hours overall, and a few things happened during this build. First of all, I upgraded all of my existing blueprints to use Conveyor Mark 6. I unlocked new research in the MAM, I unlocked the Ficsite Blueprint Mark 3 and Spatial Energy Regulation milestones. I created blueprints for train tracks, which I'll be using in the next video, and I built a power storage system in preparation for the cold start of the nuclear power plant. Now back to the Superposition Oscillator factory. This one was tricky. Machines kept backing up and efficiency tanked to around 66%. I wasted 4 hours trying to fix it with different layouts before realizing the simple solution: just sync any excess and don't worry about it. You'd think I'd have figured it out faster, but hey, you live and learn. It had only happened to me once before, and since I designed my factories to avoid excess resource production, I was a bit stubborn. But the truth is, when you first start a factory, things don't always run at 100% efficiency right away. So backups just happen. Usually it fixes itself or just needs a little monitoring for a few minutes, but not this time. And that's where I'm wrapping up this video. The next one will likely focus entirely on the nuclear power plant build. I've already finished a conveyor bus and laid down train tracks, and just that alone took around 50 hours, so get ready for a deep dive into nuclear energy. After that, we're heading straight into the grand finale, the mega factory. My plan is to collect all of the resources from the Dune Desert, along with some rare resources from across the map, and bring them into one centralized location to build a truly massive factory. If you want to see how it all unfolds, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you've got any feedback. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.